Hey guys, welcome back. Today's topic is also very important and it's again related to interviews. Well, I know a lot of us has a lot of questions about interviews, right? Just because we want to excel in our interviews. We don't want to lose hope or we don't want to fail in any interviews, right? So that is why we make a lot of efforts and we prepare a lot before going for interviews. And when the interview doesn't go well, we feel a bit depressed, we feel a bit sad, and then the motivation also comes down, right? For the next interview, we are not very confident, we don't feel very confident about the next and the rest of the interviews. So that is why today I'm going to deal with how to be confident while or during interviews, right? What should be your body language? What should be your attitude? How should you answer questions? And many more. So today I'm going to give you 5 tips which will help you to excel in your interviews or to help you to be confident during interviews. Okay. So guys, pay attention to this video. Understand what I'm trying to say and follow my tips. I'm pretty sure this is really going to help you a lot in your future interviews. Because these things are very basic, guys. We just need to take care of some basic things. We miss out, right? Probably we are so much tensed or so much engrossed in that single thing which we start thinking about, like, okay, tomorrow I'm going to have an interview, or after 5 days there's an interview for me and I'm preparing for the interview. So I miss out, or we tend to miss out a lot of basic things which will ultimately help us to be confident during our interviews, and which will help the interviewer also feel positive about us or feel good about us, right? And probably the right fit for the job. Okay, so let's get started. Hey guys, I'm your communications coach and soft skill trainer by profession, and I'm here to help you out with all your communications problems and to help you out to speak English fluently and confidently. And today's topic is how to be confident during interviews, or 5 tips which will help you to be confident during your interviews and to excel in your interviews or to crack your interviews, right? You will never fail in your interviews. This is a guarantee. So guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, do subscribe my channel, like, share and comment, and let me know what you feel about my videos and what else you need from my side. Okay, so on that note, let's get started. The first and the foremost thing is, whenever we are going for an interview, we start preparing 2 days before, like what dress we are going to wear and how will be our, hair like, or we just start thinking about, and on the day of interview also we get dressed up and we go there, but still we are not very confident about our dress, our appearance, our personality, our hair, or small things. So we are little confused. We are not very confident about our appearance. Okay, it happens with everybody. It happens with all of us. Probably when we go there and we see, probably we are wearing a semi-formal and we go there and see that, people are wearing formals and sitting there for the interview. And then we start thinking, oh my God, I just wore a semi-formal. It's not a formal dress which I'm wearing. Probably I might not get selected, right? So you start thinking, you get little disheartened and you become little less confident about your appearance. So, which happens, it's quite natural, guys. So, and at times we don't know what to wear. So some people dress up in casuals and go, which is a no. You need to know how to dress for an interview. It's always preferred you should wear a formal dress or semi-formals if it is allowed somewhere. If IT companies nowadays, they allow semi-formals also. But the best thing is to wear in an interview is a formal dress. So, you always try to look the best for the interview. Go get your hair cut, nice haircut, get your hair trimmed, get a formal dress for yourself. Okay, so take it very seriously. Take interviews very seriously from the appearance point of view as well. Once you wear something which you are confident in and you feel that, oh yeah, I have worked on my appearance and I've worked on my dress, I've worked on my hairs, I've worked on my makeup probably. So you start feeling confident about yourself, your appearance. And then when you'll go and sit there and you'll see, 10 others or 20 others or 100 others probably sitting, for the interview, you will not feel less confident or you will not feel disheartened. Okay, so dress well. Take care of your appearance first. You will feel confident. Trust me on this. The second one is, now, before the interview, a lot of thoughts come to our mind, right? We always think a lot of negative things, right? We start from, my English is not good. I don't know how I'm going to answer the questions during the interview. Okay. Or you start thinking, I don't know how the interview will be. I really need this job. Or you start thinking, I don't know if the interview will ask tough questions to me and I won't be able to answer the questions. You start thinking about how will I introduce myself, and a lot of other negative thoughts start coming to your mind, like my English is not good, I won't be able to talk there, or if I start fumbling, or if I start stammering, or if I forget what to say, or if I say something wrong during the interview, what is going to happen? So you start thinking about all these things a lot, right? As a result of which you get tensed, stressed. Okay, so your brain just stops working. You are not able to think beyond that, right? So that is why before going for interviews, whenever you're sitting, or waiting for your chance for the interview, always try to be positive. Okay, this is not the end of the world, right? This is your interview. This is the first interview, probably second or third interview. That's okay. There are lots of other interviews you can give, right? This is not the end of the world. It is just the beginning. So be positive. Start thinking, I'll learn something new from the interview. I'll try to give my best. I'll try to give my 100% there. And this is just my first chance or second chance. Okay, let me see how it goes. Or you can just start meditating, meditate for 5 minutes, listen to some good music. There are a lot of ways to relax. So just relax yourself, relax your brain so that, your brain starts thinking when you are at the interview. Okay, don't get your brain stressed, okay, or fatigued by thinking a lot of negative things. Always think about positive things. Always think about, of course you'll get this job, why you are eligible for this job. They have shortlisted you, right? The first and foremost thing to be confident for you is they have shortlisted you. They have called you for the interview. They might have received n number of resumes for the position, right? And that is completely true, guys. I have been for 10 years in the HR department, in the recruitments department, and I know for one single position how many resumes we receive, and we shortlist quite a handful of people, right? So you are lucky. Congratulations on that. You should be confident about yourself that your resume has something, or your profile has something interesting which the interviewer is interested in, or the company is interested in. Okay, so be positive, think positive things, start working on those skills, right, for which you are shortlisted by the company. So take this seriously, you will see the difference. Third thing, we always, what we do during interviews is, whenever the interviewer asks a question, we answer them, right? And then we, at the same time, we start thinking, oh, I should have not answered this. I should have said this instead of this, that instead of. So when you start thinking about that simultaneously when you are attending the interview, it doesn't help, guys. It really becomes a disaster. Okay, so when you are at the interview, when you are getting interviewed, stop thinking what is right and wrong. Okay, whatever you are answering, just focus on what you are answering. Okay, and there are two ways to focus on that. The first thing is, always, I always say, I have said before also, and today also I am just telling it again, always prepare for the interview. Now, guys, we all know there are some set of questions which is quite basic, which is there, like the interviewer is going to ask you, right? Why don't you prepare beforehand and come? A short script, a small script doesn't harm, right? You can always prepare, like how to introduce yourself. How are you? My last video is about how are you. Go check it out after this video. So, how are you? Prepare that, what brings you here, right? Why do you want this job? What is your hobby? Why do you think you are a right fit for the job? And many more. So these are all designed questions that this is bound to come to you. And it is up to you how creative you can become in answering these questions, right? Which attracts the interviewer. They don't want to know why you are a right fit. That is why they're judging you, right? But they still want to know from you what is that which will help them for this job, right? So that is why come up with creative ways, come up with a short script, good script which you can say, right? You can practice beforehand and then you can come. So that is a chance that you cannot go wrong there. So guys, follow this, start preparing the answer and practicing it before the interview. So that is why I say take the interview seriously, starting from the appearance thing. Okay, so this is first thing. The second one is always read the job description and highlight your profile or whatever their expectations are, highlight yourself according to the JD. If they're looking for a software developer, so what are the basic skills they are looking at? And if you have worked on that, prepare that. What excellent thing you have done in that profile or on that platform, right? Come up with something, right? And tell them, give them the example that you have done this in your previous job and the client was very happy, or that your manager was very happy about your work. So come up with such 1-2 instances, okay, according to the requirement which this company has, and you just give them the 1 or 2 instances that where you have worked on this skill and which has helped the client or your team, right? So this will help them also to understand. They will also get to know your skills and they will also understand that yes, you are right fit for the job. So these 2 things are very important. Keep in mind. Instead of thinking, I didn't answer this question well or I didn't do well at the interview, instead of that, you just come up with something according to the JD and according to the profile which they are looking at, and then be prepared and come and tell them about your achievements. It will help you a lot. The 4th point is, we always, if you're looking for a job, we give one interview and we start thinking about, we start praying that I want to get this job, or you just start praying to God that, I want this job, right? Instead of that, why don't you start practicing this, that, instead of giving one interview, just start giving interviews for other positions as well. Start giving other interviews also simultaneously. There's no harm in giving interviews, guys. Probably you can reach your dream job through the other interviews. You never know, right? You have given one interview, you are very sure you desperately want that job and you're very happy about it, like you want to get this job only, and you have given the interview and then you come back home and start praying to God that oh God, please give me this job, give me this job. But I would suggest, instead of doing that, you start giving other interviews as well. Start exploring, right? So if one interview doesn't happen, probably the next will happen, 3rd will happen, 4th will happen, or probably the 5th one which you have scheduled later after a week, probably that might be your dream job. You never know, right? So you have to explore. Don't just target one job only or one company only. You never know what your dream job can be, right? So start exploring. The 5th one is, you will have this fear of losing the job. Whichever interview we go for, it's you or me or anybody else, we all have experienced this in our lifetime, that we have this fear of losing the job. When somebody schedules our interview, the recruiter schedules our interview, that from that time we start praying, or we start thinking that, I just want this job, I just want this job, right? We are so desperate, right? We want a job. And we get wrong there. We should take it as an experience. We should not think about whether we are going to get this job or not. We should, in spite of that, we should focus on, we have to give 100% for the interview, or we should learn something new from the interview, right? Whether you will be selected or not, that is not up to you, right? There are lots of other things also, lots of situations, circumstances also are there which comes into play, right? It's not about, whether you are going to get that job or not. It's just that you have to give your 100%. You have to be prepared. You have to come prepared for the interview. You have to give your 100% during the interview, and you have to learn something new from the interview. That's it. You just have to think about it. And if that will be the best thing for you, you will get that job, right? There are lots of things you can explore, and you can go a long way. So stop thinking this. Stop having this fear in yourself. You are not losing the job. And if you give your 100%, you will never lose your job. You will never lose a job if you give 100%. And if you are right fit for the interview, or if you are right fit for the job. So guys, I'm sure this is going to really help you during interviews, because this is the one thing we all need during interviews. We want to be confident, right? We all feel nervous. We all have the fear. We all think a lot of negative things before the interview, right? And we want to crack the interview. Whichever interview we give, we want to crack every interview, which is a good attitude, which is right. Why not? Follow these 5 steps. Definitely you are going to crack every single interview. That is my guarantee. Okay guys, bye-bye.